Greetings, this is Freener Rudimentra. I welcome you to my recap of Critical Role episode 88 of Campaign 3, Saga of the Bells Hells. I must apologize immensely for the great delays which resulted in the scheduling conflicts, but including some which were unexpected. Anyway, quick. Well, I will once again. This will be a special, as it will not be just recapping. This will be recapping their 9th anniversary episode, which they got this set spruced up with. You'll see. You'll see if you look at the background of the clips. There, in addition to being 9th anniversary, this will also be the 250th episode on my channel, according to YouTube. There. As such, to celebrate both, these two things. The ending review of Homebrew will feature 2 Homebrews, a spell and a subclass. This particular subclass will actually a sibling subclass to one of my previous released. And before we get into it, another quick announcement. I have recently updated the links to some of my previous homebrews, and specifically some of the other subclasses and their depiction on the videos. So for the archaeologist artificer, which I've seen in the Zelda one-shot, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom one-shot, and the Kitsunkin sorcerer, as seen in episode 70, the recap of episode 77, and updated links, links with to new ones, which is especially good for Kitsune, because I finally was able to get that published on D&D Beyond. I found out what the issue is. Sadly, my other one that yet to be was being blocked from being published, the Circle of Evolution Druid, is still unable to. It doesn't have the same. It apparently doesn't have the same issue, and it's unpublished. However, if you go to my recap of episode 75, you will see it in the. You'll see I have in the comments listed out all the abilities and stuff as such, including levels. That's in case you need a better look. And now. Now, there too. Quick thing about after going through their ads, the only, including one about their sponsors, Chepiku, who do battle maps for D&D Beyond, though it was presented as a like men's cologne thing. Sam being Sam. True, and here's something, a rare one that happened before the intro.
So head to the Chepaku Patreon, choose the $5 Master Cartographer membership tier, and you'll get access to their entire map archive with new map packs.
Whoops. I don't want any of those.
Packs added every week. Or level up to the $10 tier.
Like I said, I usually go
on dynamic animated versions of Chepaku's battle maps. So, do you all like maps?
Oh, God. What
the hell is that?
Inside of a cat. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, but do you like Chepaku's maps?
Oh, wow.
Yes. Those are actually much better.
Join the community. Go to chepaku.com/criticalrole. Join the Patreon and get 4,000 plus battle maps for just $5. Matt, map to you. Pap to you.
Hi there, pop to you, sir. Thank you,
Good
sir.
morning to you.
Thank you, and I'm so sorry.
Okay. And then we head into the intro and their own recap of the last episode. If you've been watching, well, and of course the link will be in the description for this. The link to the original to the YouTube video will be in the description. And you've probably already caught up with the role. So we left off whether in like the basement or lauder of Zesh and Jabot, who are glassmakers in the city of glassmakers within the city of Kaviris, the capital of the Imperium, the infection Rudis, and they're hiding out because they detected Zesh and Jabot has told Bell's house to hide in there. Well, so they go, and they could hear new footsteps upstairs. And they said, "Looking for something." With a lot in the hiding place of this lauder, and with the under the additional cover of Lada's Darkness Sphere. Listening to any of the oral parts of the communication conversation up there, they can hear at least 6 searchers. Including at least some ones and some an entity with some unidentified sniffing and slithering noise. They've told the guy that, "Are there anyone here?" Saying, 3 of us killed in the street. The 3 of us dead. And then saying, "Someone's got to pay." And you can sort of hear them start maybe potentially roughing them up. Don't even know if they have anything to do with it. Okay.
Okay, so
Wait.
maybe they have their own little.
Yeah. Did you rat us out?
Fucker.
So fast. No, I bet it.
We don't know.
It's way too far away. You
Very
didn't rat us
good.
out. If anybody ratted us out, is that guy up in the tower that we didn't talk to after he saw us.
No, Pate talked to him.
Yeah,
We
Tate
told
threatened the
him.
fuck out of him.
Threatened him.
And then we left.
So somebody could have tailed us from the street. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna go around and just touch my friends. Sorry, with consent, just to make sure I know where everybody is. I'm also gonna sympathetically bond myself to Ashton, Orem, Chetney, and Lousy.
You're moving around extremely quietly.
Extremely, yeah. I oil myself. I oil.
Mm-hmm. You're lubricated.
I lube. I use lube.
Yeah, you do.
It's about here. Do you
doing?
hear out of
Oh.
the silent?
I think I just noticed something. A bit of continuity error for later on.
Upstairs, that voice from out and be like, "I agree. Maybe we go ahead and just have a look around,
Oh Jesus!
just in case."
And now that it's time for them to, as quietly as they can, evaluate their options. Strategy. They go like do they kill these people and And if so or not, what else do they have? Do they have booby trap? Do they try to booby trap? Disguise, combat stuff. Chitney bring up their old tried and true while hiding in an underground chamber. Which is try to fake a porno scene, like they're shooting, and also one thing they had to do is talk about is if they do kill, what do they do with the bodies? Do he's or something, or do it whole? How they know, but they can't use the hole for hiding or for hiding themselves or any bodies they may procure, as the room they're in is too small, especially with all the crates in there.
Did you put the hammer like through a latch on things so they can't get the latch open?
This just in case is brought to you by Wiz.
Oh, they do hear a slithering noise. That slithering noise coming down, like there. They do agree that if it comes to a fight, they can't leave any of these alive witnesses to report back that their possible position or their involvement with Zesh and Jeho. They do hear. Lana does attempt to go and shut the door with the immovable rod, though I'm pretty sure they were using it was a trap door which was swung up. So if there's no handles, if there is no handles, but that it will not really do any good. But she does hear them being rough. Decides to let them search. Like if they can't get in, they'll maybe act more hostile. Stand over down, and they see another one of the furry humanoids. They encountered earlier. And it starts a whistle, summoning a familiar-looking creature. One of the, if you remember from when they were going into the city, it's one of those tablet-like things, like which went into a feeding frenzy when they threw a leg of a victim and like things like Sparkle, all that stuff. Though this one is significantly bigger than the ones I saw. This one is clearly trained.
Does it seem like it?
It does look like it is. It looks like merged down below.
Here's a look at what's going on.
It kind of stumbles off the edge of the ladder.
I say in our brains, I kind of give like a location of where it is.
Yeah, it is right in front of you.
Okay.
It doesn't see you. And it's interesting because the little eye that you see flitting on it
Doesn't see us.
It's make an insight check.
An insight check.
Nobody move. Not a muscle.
There's just like a fucking Wolverine in the middle of the room between us all.
21.
21. You're like looking right at it, and you're used to seeing creatures with an eye up here, where like there's the slit where the thing's shifting around it, but you don't see a pupil. and you see this slight little gap that occasionally opens in it. You realize it's not an eye. It's part of its censoring apparatus, but it's not sight-based. It's almost like it's tasting the air through this other additional eye-like appendage, and it's like...
Oh, yeah, good man. The creature, a sliver, goes to the pit and starts checking around using its senses. And they notice that it has these cat claw-like spikes all around it, which I presume is its way of digging through the earth and rock, or that's earth. And they try to hug the walls and stay out of its path. And it actually goes, it digs into the wall, it digs back out, finds nothing. They do notice, though, it's not like, they realize that it's not like using its clawing around, so it's actually hovering in the air a little bit off the ground. So, yeah. It nearly finds Lana, but they manage to avoid. However, what the frick was that? Lana, but as it starts going back up, two more like burst out from the wall. One kneeling, hidden, like scraping Lana, but not detecting her. The other one, like bumping Imogen in the back, and that clearly it was able to sense her. It goes. And bite Imogen on the head. It says she doesn't move because we're not sure if it's full. We don't know what its sensing ability is, and we're not sure if it's still aware. There, and Lana takes out a finger of one of the juggernauts they slowed from the bag to try to draw away.
Already leave the thing, and
They
he's
did.
the only one.
Yes.
I'll be also trying to include more, also to apply time sets for more natural 20s because they're
fucking...
Yes, the dice.
Yes.
usually they're
I'm waiting.
pretty good.
Okay, where do you throw this? You watch as you pull the finger in the way and kind of like... It looks up at you. You can see like the blood streaks down the outside of its jaw, and you just see this kind of red mess that's the back of the unmoving Imogen's head. And you like instinctually grab the...
It throws a manage to lure away.
The minute it gets to me,
We did?
Yeah,
No.
you took a short rest.
I'm gonna.
Unfortunately, once it's finished, it learns the way it finished eating the finger. It knows it was tasting something before it goes back to try to get more of eat. The stuff. Not much as you make news. She attempts to uh, uh, cast a spell on it.
ass.
20. Okay, you're at the top.
We're dead and you're dead.
Oh.
I cannot get over that top face. It's like someone took you, Brendan Lee Mulligan, and Pete Davidson and put you into a gene
damn.
splicer.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I can't.
It's terrifying.
I can't see it.
That's what Laura was wearing Sam's face.
It looks kind of like, oh, that's what that is.
Why it's so
Yes,
it does kind of look like Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah, that's the
Laura
compliment.
That's not true. He's a far more
Right.
handsome gentleman. It looks kind of like Peter Lorre, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know,
Smeagol.
it's important to know what we're doing in our game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Which is weird because Brennan does not look like that at
At
all. So
all.
it's weird that
I don't know where you're getting that from. That
I don't see
Sorry,
Brennan.
Brendan. I
I don't see
apologize.
Brennan,
Shout out Brendan Lee Mulligan. Prayer to Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Save us.
I don't quite remember.
Alrighty. So it's going to be, sorry, Chetney, you had an 8?
Yes, and then
And
Ashton
Ashton
was
last.
a 5.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, there's
That's-
little,
That's
there's a
true.
little
That's true.
in there.
Yeah.
Smeagol when he was still a halfling. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I thought it was me too. It is not me.
you.
It's all you. They're all you.
I thought that was Taliesin.
It is not me.
You are wearing a shirt full of
Alrighty.
you.
So, sorry, going back to the top of this now.
Yeah.
Top of the initiative here, it is Laudna with F.C.G on deck. What do you got?
All right, you can actually see.
I can see. I'm going to try to just quickly lead this. And I'm going to just tell everybody, everyone remain calm and shut the fuck up. I'm going to throw Fern as one of these creatures through the top of the roof.
Amazing.
anyway, there was something before that. Sorry.
And I'm gonna try to inflict wounds.
You did?
Yeah.
No.
You took a
It's
short
coming
rest.
out
I'm
here.
gonna the minute it makes noise, I'm gonna reach forward and try to touch it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to inflict wounds on it.
Okay. Now, because you cannot see it, you roll with a disadvantage. So go ahead and roll to make your spell touch attack, your melee spell attack with disadvantage.
It's a 1.
Wow. This is a series of really crap rolls.
Yeah, they
Telling
are.
us something.
Wow.
It was going so well.
But you have
Sorry,
so many
guys.
dice.
We have an idea.
Maybe it's because there's
Travis, shut up!
You go to reach towards it, and your spell grabs the empty space of the inside of its open gullet as it snaps over the front half of your body. The rest of you
front half of my
just hear.
I don't like this.
You see now just the legs of Imogen kind of kicking outside of it. I'm going to say for this instance, let's go ahead and roll initiative since we are now actually in a battle.
Which legs curl up?
Yeah.
So for this point in time, you've backed off to the side, and this is now right over here, and you are restrained.
Okay.
Aw.
donkey balls.
Well, not restrained, grappled,
See
sorry.
anything.
Smeagol when he was still a halfling. Yeah. Not me.
You are wearing a shirt full of you.
Alrighty, so, sorry, going back to the top of this now.
Yeah.
Top of the initiative here, it is Laudna with F.C.G on deck. What do you got?
All right, you can actually see.
I can see. I'm going to try to just quickly lead this. And I'm going to just tell everybody, everyone remain calm and shut the fuck up. I'm going to throw Fern as one of these creatures through the top of the roof.
Basically, the guy has to kill this one, but when it doesn't come back up, they'll get suspicious.
Amazing.
And I tell Fern, yes, but let me get rid of this thing first. I would
Technically, I think it still needs to be a beast, and I think we've already identified this as a I think this is probably an aberration or monstrosity.
cast Guiding Bolt at 4th level.
Holy shit!
At the
Okay.
thing.
Which will not make any light because of the darkness.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Which means
Okay, I'm just gonna go over with. They have the wild shape to slither. I don't F.C.G. Guiding Bolt.
it doesn't give you the secondary benefit, but it does.
No, it doesn't.
Not while it's dark, because you have nothing to guide you.
That's true.
Let's go ahead and roll a disadvantage. Go ahead and make your spell attack.
Disadvantage. That's a natural 20. And a 7.
Disadvantage.
Plus, what is
That's
got?
okay. It's still gonna be good.
Plus 10. That's 17.
That definitely hits.
Oh, no, he
Okay.
didn't.
Go ahead and roll damage.
And I think I did it at level 4, so that's at.
Fern reaches top of that. The handler thinks she's the basic creature. There are 4 more slithers and 3 Relorans. Anyway. The handler, now known as we'll be referring to as Slither Lord, and a Vanguard Meddler with Zesh, and she kind of uses her thing to indicate that there's someone sneaking out back. Orm then manages to do a quick kill to quickly kill the rings with a wing biting and line freer, and that ends the combat as the intense combat as the other slithers and the gut patrol are led outside by Lada. Right, and F.C.G casts Cure Wounds on Imogen. Hang on, I think there was an additional battle map here.
Okay.
Door, I don't covering like.
It's odd. This is a new weird form.
This is so weird. I'm literally floating, but there's a lot of people.
Oh, they're outside.
So don't come up here.
This is tough.
Just kill it, and we'll
Do I see?
we'll
Did the
keep
guy
going.
who had the lantern, is he like, cool, dope, I got my pet snake back and I'm walking away?
Make an insight check.
I can see him.
Yeah.
I can see him. Still advantage on all these. Okay. 17.
Okay, this is when she's with Loris.
A little bit of paste.
Oh, just a little hand salsa there. All right, that finishes. Imogen, anything else you want to do on your turn aside from put your finger in the halfling?
No, I'll just tell.
Happy anniversary, you guys.
It's a layered reference that also didn't work. Anyway, please continue.
I mean, if the thing's dead, and we are still trying to be quiet, then I'm just gonna sit in silence and wait for it to.
Sit and bleed.
I'm just gonna bleed, have the little puke on my hand, and get a little puke in my mouth at the same time.
Okay. If you hear that, like that warmth of the heartbeat, as you can feel kind of the blood running from the wounds, and as you just sit in quiet, kind of contemplate that odd, like, just vibration of the landscape, especially kind of as the blood's running and kind of the adrenaline spiking in your system. You can feel that sort of latent connection to that energy that's buzzing all around you, especially more so here than any other place you've been in the city. Now that you kind of have a moment of heightened awareness, Gravirus itself, definitely there is a proximity aspect to it that leaves you a little sharper. Finishing your go.
Sharp enough to roll better dice.
That's exactly what I was thinking in my head. but I didn't say it out loud.
I have no breath, but
I'm about to say, man, you're married to her. It's your funeral. All right, the Slither Lord is going to go
Enjoy
ahead.
your time here.
The Slither Lord's going to come by over to where you are and be like, "Hey, what do you see? What do you see? Where?"
Just full.
She tries to act as if she lost the scent. But, this has been one for my way, but okay. Oh, before we get to that, they do harvest some of the spines and teeth from the creature for later use, because the hail is finally stowed us in the portable hole, much to relief of Zesh, who did not want one of those lying around as incriminating evidence. She keeps leading the way through the streets and stuff, and at first, at one point, tries to indicate that she lost it, but it seems to have, the guy seems to have some sort of crop or like rank up and back to the and she keeps going. Then she just indicates a random door.
This time.
It was very resourceful.
She steps over and looks down in the basement and goes like, "You killed one.
Is that okay?
It must be hidden."
We can do that.
Oh, yeah.
We have ways of doing that.
Yeah, let's unroll it.
All right.
Not a knife and fork.
I'm going to pry a bunch of teeth off of it if I can.
You can indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
Takes you a little bit, but you can manage to.
We have
Yeah.
a whole. It's getting real gross in there. We're gonna have to do something
Yeah,
about
we
that.
gotta-
It's
Some-
pretty gnarly in there right now.
How many bodies do we have
Gumbo.
in there? It's like fucking Sweeney Todd. And
Straight up.
Yes.
Bell's Hell's living up to their name.
We're gonna open the hole one day, and it's gonna be like The Shining,
Oh.
like from just the one blood. Or, yeah.
Wait, what about Fern?
Yeah, I turn to
Fern,
Zesh and I
she
say,
can still hear us. It's just, yeah.
Oh,
Hey, what are you doing? How you
Give
doing?
him a little bit of a.
I'm having the time of my life.
Which coming over to you, Fern, now. You have a troop of 5 Imperium members, or 4 Imperium members and 1 Vanguard member, and a cluster of 4 other Slithers that are all kind of wandering now through the neighborhood and looking to you for the scent you picked up. The one kind of Sasquatch-looking figure that looks like to be like the one that's kind of guiding them, the one that's kind of whistling and calling them around. It's going, "What do you see? Where are we going?"
I'm just gonna do that thing where just like I lost the scent.
Make a deception check.
Come on.
This is what I want to do.
Oh.
Shit.
Is that a performance or a deception?
Deception 8.
8. Okay. It was like, "What do you mean? Pick it up!" And you can, and as it says that, he takes this, it looks like a riding crop. And goes like, whack! On the side.
All right, I'll start moving.
Right. And he just follows.
And then,
and you vanish and
Burrow just away.
cruising off.
basically, at the door, once she indicates her door, the others they immediately dive in the ground to check out below. And afterwards, the second she doesn't go below and tries to backtrack back to the group.
On back, I'm gonna say, make a nature check for me.
Make a dig dug check.
You are burrowing in unfamiliar territory with only the basis of a memory of the direction you were traveling.
Rolled a 2, and I have a -1 for nature, so what?
We're on a moon.
You burrow.
We're on a moon. We're on a moon.
You burrow, and you think you're nearby, but it just keeps burrowing.
Oh no!
You're at 5 for Davos.
What time is it?
As you kind of carve through, it just continues to go.
Goodbye, baby.
And you're like, it can't be this long. So you kind of double back, and it's just more rock, and you're kind of not sure which way's up, which way's down. You're just pushing in a direction to try and find your way back. You are lost underground.
Oh
no! Can you still talk to us? Is she still close enough that we can hear her?
How the distance on it is anywhere on the plane, right?
Let me look.
Is it miles or is it anywhere?
This is
This is telekinesis, right?
It's the
telepathy.
Yeah.
Telepathic bond says up to acres.
30 feet. Oh no.
Can communicate through the bond.
Or possible over any distance, though it can't extend to other planes.
Yeah,
Great.
over
Okay, great.
any distance.
So yeah, you can hear it.
Okay.
Hi, I'm on my way back. I'm just a little lost.
Lost where?
Define
the
little.
streets where?
I'm in.
This is where we have. Oh, this is where we come up with an issue. I noticed while recording thing before. I think they're using his telepathic bond. Or wait, or did he use a sympathetic bind before? Okay, nope. No, we're good. That was a sympathetic bond.
The dirt. I'm in the ground, and I'm going, like swimming back through the dirt to you, but I think I lost them, but I don't know. It all looks the same, so I don't know where I am. I'm gonna try to go what I think is up, and then I'll report back.
Wait. If you go up, it might not be up.
Hey, you might be going down.
Maybe,
bubbles.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I can find her. I can locate creature.
Oh yeah, if you can ping and then.
I can locate her and then we can get above her and make a big noise that she
bring
can.
them all towards us.
I can wait an hour and do it.
I'm gonna take. I'm just gonna kind of do like a.
Shaving a
Do you
haircut?
feel this? Do you hear this?
Nothing.
Hey, fuck.
No.
Not with a 1.
No.
Okay.
All right. I'm. It's fine. I'll take care of it. I'll figure it out.
But how?
I don't know.
Does locate creature so you can kind of
Be able
just
to see where she is, so we could probably talk her back.
Oh, right.
So you could say you're going down now. Come back up.
It's just like our trust exercise that we did. Back in. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna cast locate creature.
All right.
And sort of sense where she is.
Maybe you can be made invisible by somebody, and you guys can just go invisible scouting.
Maybe just bring her back.
As you finish the spell, you immediately feel, you can sense Fern pretty straight down and a little bit away from the current position where you're standing in the middle of the shop.
Okay, go with the direction that you think is up.
All right. So I'll turn one way and just start going really fast.
You watch her descending rapidly.
Okay, you're going down.
Okay.
So go back the way you came.
I think I'm turned around 180. I'll go up again.
Yeah. She's now turning up at a little bit even further away, but now at an upward trajectory.
Okay, that's up, and now she's going down. So go. Can you pull up on the yoke? Can you go
on your belly? I think so.
It takes you a good 20 or so minutes, but eventually, but eventually you do manage to maneuver her in a very zigzag pattern.
Can I
you rolled a 1.
The floor of the, I know. That's amazing. Can I try to at least come through the floor of the...
You do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's basically how it worked. And the reason it takes long is because of that care you're taking. You're having to you don't want to just emerge in the middle of the street near them again to kind of set the whole thing off. So it's slowly, as you get closer and closer, it's now little movements. All right. Narrowing it in. All right. And then eventually you push through ever so gently out of the ground.
Oh, hi.
Oh my
Wow,
goodness.
it is wild going under the ground. I don't know how you do it. You can't even see anything.
Have you shifted
I mean,
back or
you
no?
can't even-
No, but she can talk. Yeah, she can talk. She can talk telepathically.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're actually doing it, yeah. That's
I
right.
just like having all these teeth.
Okay. And after that little new trust exercise, they start talking more with this. They have a bit of wait before dusk. They're waiting for the cover dusk, and they talk more about with Zesh and stuff. They're talking more about the instruments, the glass instruments they make, like the knickknacks and stuff, and of course the weapons. They also find out that the currency here is there's no form of currency. It is a barter system. They use basically the raw materials. It is like sort of like the Aztec Empire. And they find that the glass works light up slightly in the presence of those with natural psychic abilities. They find out that there's not much agriculture on the surface. On the surface of Rudis, there's only one true um, replenishing. The only renewable resource is bone, like from hunting prey or stuff, or the fallen. If they meet like certain like cultures on Rudis have different certain beliefs. Orm does gain a new short sword and stuff made of radiating glass.
If we needed to.
Sure,
if we
yeah.
needed to.
I don't have any gems. Have you ever had one of these? And I druid craft a strawberry.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
I immediately draw another one.
We're millionaires.
Start a fruit stand on Rudis.
That is memorable experience. Thank you.
How many of those memories would you need for this guy?
Well, your friend's already paid for what you need in here, but I'll take as many as you're willing to give.
Anyway. Lana, I meant to have this clip, but I don't have the time slot. But Lana gets a little stiletto blade to attach to, which she has technique to attach to Sashimi's arm. Oh boy.
Thick leather gauntlet that is used for reaching into and out of the furnace. It's like blackened and burned from like years of use, and it looks like it's. There are other pairs that have since been utilized, or brought to here that look like they're ready to use. There's one that looks like it's kind of on its last legs that could be possibly affixed to your gloved hand or to your rock hand if you wanted to.
Yeah, I wanna do it up a little bit, but since, kind of already got the
materials here are for glasswork intentionally.
Zesh, do you have a sheath of leather for this blade?
Then
like a lowercase G.
Hey.
Yes, Fern?
Yes, could you give me that, silver box?
Silver box. Yes.
Should you take it down into the cellar just in case?
Well, she's got to spell.
I know, but just in case.
All right, I'm gonna go down there just in case anything happens. I'll go down there so nobody gets hurt.
How far away?
To F.C.G asked her to make a replacement bus stop from the glass out of glass. Alright, so they do also talk about how to deal with bane words, but I don't actually remember that part. As Dutch is get closer to Dutch, she finished crafting all the new items for them that weren't already made.
To fit it in.
It's purple. What does that mean?
It's like
in a way that complements your chest adornment.
It's purple. What does that mean?
It's
Yeah, they also try to make something to indicate the stress level gauge.
like right here. It's like it's pretty.
It's like moving on its own.
Oh,
Creepy.
there it is. It's pretty rough right now.
Colorblind issues happening.
What do we do? How do we make that stop? How do we make you back to green or blue?
Reset or power down?
Zesh also lifts this blade. It has less teeth on it. It's almost like there are 6 major kind of, saw teeth along the outside, but they are incredibly jagged, like 6 like hooked shark fins just in a row around, and it has that sort of imperfect kind of natural glass texture to the outside. You worry, did the
I'm gonna spin it up.
At first it kind of wobbles as it spins up, makes this kind of high noise, and then eventually it hits that perfect smooth bit when it moves fast enough.
You need anything cut in half?
And just reflexively, I'll throw like a junk piece of like a square chunk of wood and just toss it up like a baseball.
It just cuts through it clean.
It's just sawdust in the air.
How assisted woodworking can feel like.
Yeah, that's right. I could just sit here and you could just use me. Like, you could just... use me as a table saw.
That's pretty great.
And they remind Zesh reminds them of what they still need to do to find the Volition. They have to go to the highest point the ever spoke, and potentially they can find one of the guards who got to the top point and who is bribable, Everett. And there. They then look into the silver box and find that they recovered from their street fight before. And when using cast a spell, blocking off any magical offenses, allowing Chetney to easily pick the physical lock. Inside is what's referred to as a beautiful, refined-looking hexagonal device, which immediately sets them on edge. Maybe not what they initially thought, but it does resemble those devices they saw near the near the Malleus key. And that the items that were showing the this were the during the magical dispel pulses. Using her eyes, Lana her looks at the rune engraves and on it. It determined that it has very powerful abjuration magic. Not the ones that are usually defensive, but the disruptive types. It is also something that is a piece of something larger. Well, itself, like it's not the full device. The runes are ancient and somewhat familiar to them.
The more you look at it, this looks very old, and a lot of the runes along the sides of this you've only seen in one other place. In the inside of Imahara Joe's shop, when hanging on a chain hook, your friend F.C.G. was laid bare, and you realize this is likely Aeorn technology. And we're going to go to break.
Mama?
We'll come back here in a few moments and pick up the second half here and whatever transpires from there. So, see you here shortly. All right, so as you've been set on your path this evening,
Anyway, they can continue just looking into the device. They determined it's meant to interfere and or prevent other types of magic. So that's all they learned. They find out a lot more about the glass blades they've gotten. The rune glass blade. They have an increased hit rate, in addition to having a light up reaction to anyone with natural psychic abilities. They find out the glass itself has a property that it is it naturally has an increased hit crit ratio of like 18 to 20. However, every time you land a critical hit with it, you must roll a d6. On one of the numbers, I forget which. If it rolls there, the blade shatters. So yeah, everything has its balance to it. Oh shoot! I did that.
Shaggerdeeth.
Well,
It's glowing on us at all times.
Yeah. Remember, like Roy Lawrence, I have this stuff. There's stuff.
Theirs is all glowing too.
Matt, I don't know where I got it, but in my inventory it says that I have a black negligee.
Yeah.
I don't know where I got this in the campaign.
It was supposed to be a surprise.
Happy ninth
What?
I guess we found it somewhere. But I'm just gonna kind of wrap my
9 years laundry.
wrap up my buzzsaw in a
The black
in a
negligee?
teddy.
Yep.
So
That
it
checks
doesn't
out.
so it
Do a
doesn't
little
glow.
camo wrap.
Yeah.
Little ghillie suit.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm not going to say easily done, but done nevertheless.
Little lacy ghillie.
I am your buzzsaw now.
So Madonna.
I want to see the art. A bra wrapped around FCG's hand.
Little black lacy number. Little teddy.
And it's shredded.
Anyway, the group they continue on, continue to pretend as if they're part of the vanguard. with a group deception check. Which makes thousands of nerves, which comes back because he rolls poorly. Thankful he doesn't roll as well as the others. It's still a fairly decent roll, but everyone else just roll high. But since it's a group check, it doesn't matter. They make it through. They go through the scene. They see all the seeing people, and they see some people come up just looking at the at Exandria, or as they call it, the Blue Promise. And it's kind of a reminder that it's not just one like integrated society. It's a very faceted and detailed. There are many societies. As they get closer to the spire, they try to figure out who should be the one to go up and contact him and give this guy the bribe, which by the way is like a toy gift that he made. Then they need to.
Ouch.
Don't look at.
But also, when you give it to him, say the Chitney Claus gave it to you, and he's a jolly old elf.
Sure, Chitney Claus. That's the most important part of all this.
Plus, he sees you when you're sleeping. He sees you when you're awake and when you're doing other things by yourself that you could do with a partner.
Chitney Claus only looks at you when you masturbate.
It is Jesus.
Really?
I will also note.
So when you're masturbating, does that mean?
I see.
I'll say at these dusk hours, the light is. So the rest. Okay.
Stay with us or not? If you tell middle person that he's expecting you and you have the delivery, maybe that'll send the message.
Who's expecting me? Okay.
In honor of their 9th anniversary, his thing, of course, says 9. You have to do the voice. You really have to do the voice.
Sure, I'll walk.
Anyway, they continue on. Imogen is Miss State. Lauren said she comes in, but thankfully Miss State Imogen for her mother Liana. That's fast, and it does draw a little attention because such a higher up is something of interest. They keep going on. They've passed some of those proximity lanterns and stuff. They get to the top and meet Everett, who is kind of intimidated by Liana and stuff. And at this point, it seems like the bribe may not be necessary as he's convinced. Which is probably better because not only do they keep another resource, something on to potentially use later, but it'll be less likely for him to open his if he doesn't know it's them. They go. They try to search out you. They procure his spyglass and stuff, and try to look around city and stuff, searching. Which is a bit they need because while the flag could still be technically spotted, this is after dark and stuff like so on. There's still some light up there, but a lot of it they'll have to use maybe potential dark vision like Laudna's, which is a problem because dark vision is often monotone, like blacks and whites, blacks, whites, and grays.
She's looking. I'm just going to turn around and stare at him so I can see what he's doing.
Come on.
Is he reading a Ryloran translation of Tuscaloosa, by the way?
Oh my god. Or the Trials and Tribulations.
It's been localized.
24.
Damn.
It says Tusk Romance. It's, didn't quite make the full translation over here.
Teeth romance.
Yeah, a lot of interpretive, dream-based recollections.
Real nail biter.
24.
Well, they managed to spot the flag. As I said, they don't. They debate whether or not to still give them the thing, but he still thinks along, so it'd be actually more suspicious of them. Okay, when they descend again, they meet they notice that there's a few more patrol guards going on, but I think they do kind of realize that it's more like they're trying to check out this, at this point, legendary figure to them, like one of the higher ups of the Vanguard and stuff like. And Lana quickly just says, "All right, that's enough of that," and causes them to just scatter, so that scares them off. Perfect.
Yeah, I didn't use your toy.
What?
We didn't use your toy.
You have it?
Yeah.
Hey, give it back.
Trust your Scrabble. He's been bored the whole time.
Frothing in the mouth.
Oh my god.
Delight.
Long live the new flesh.
Once we get out of sight.
Okay. Well, yeah, one thing. Well, they keep acting as very good, but once they get into the shallows, they'll get to less washed areas. They'll start sticking to the shadows. They eventually reach it. It appears to be like a sort of excavation site, but they are challenged by a guard with one of those glass weapons. I believe it was like one of those like furry creatures, furry like Sasquatch who they must now convince that they are not with the Imperium, despite having Vanguard clothing. He's also kind of scared because he sees him and thinks, "Oh crap, that's Liana." Tumult. They do manage to. It's not her, and he said, "What do they want?" And they eventually convinced that they're not with the Imperium and are friendly. And they're trying to find the Volition in order to stop the Imperium's plans. The guard tells them that they need to talk to Rashina, of the Golden Hammer, leader of the Volition, as well as another member named as God's Toma for intel. He lets them through and tells them to go in one at a time, and is given several. Oh, I'll show you what he gives.
Take these off, maybe.
Once inside? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, take the disguises off once you get in.
Take him by the hand and clasp my hand over it, and
You're so small.
I know. Comes in handy sometimes. Sometimes it's a problem. When I take my hand away, there's 7 or 8 blueberries in his hand.
What is?
Thank you.
They call him the farmer's market.
Terrible.
It's so bad for them.
Karen has finally found his superpower.
You got those blueberries, Doc?
Like doesn't even break eye contact. It's like
Just making it really awkward.
Yeah.
Like you see, like the eyes wrinkle from the smile. Pulls the hand away, and there's just a mess of blueberry in his like long, kind of white beard shrouded face. Yep.
Ball. You gotta give like raspberries next. I want to see.
Okay.
Just like.
Oh.
He's so cute.
Give this guy a
No. So the next person.
Next person.
I've already started walking towards the.
Okay, they go in. They are met by more guards who are. Another guard, and they pull out the Imperium Juggernaut head to prove that they are not allies of the Imperium, and escort you to a larger wooden door. It's sort of like it has like a Celtic knot shape and stuff, but stuff. It opens up though in an interesting way. It's like the roots and stuff that form this door, sort of degrow like you see those timelines of growing thing. It's like that, but in reverse. They go in and then from it is dimly lit. Then more figures like start appearing from the sides and stuff, and there are 30 to 40 figures hooded and armed with glass, and they're of different races of both Rudis and Exandrians, including like gnomish and halfling figures, and at least one green-scaled dragonborn who is heavily armed. Then another figure appears, female, heavily armed, and carrying a gold brass called hammer, which they assume to be Rashina, leader of the resistance. She looks scholars, and upon noticing a mission, doesn't think it's Liana, but does figure out that it is one of akin to. And they admit to her to being Leona's daughter. And then when they ask questions to answer, they try to ask, they said, your questions can come later. Because right now you're in our secret headquarters, so along those lines. They ask what they hope to accomplish, and Imogen tells them they wish to destroy a Ludus. They wish to destroy Olathu and her mother, as well as anyone else who seeks to control the people of Rudis. Saying if the Imperium serves Ludus, they would see it destroyed as well. After consideration. After that, we're going to accept that after observing them, she agrees that they're not lying, or at least they don't, that Belcells don't think themselves lying or miss something, and lets them through. They enter a chamber with a glass wall. When she raises her hand, the glass goes from opaque to translucent, and reveals this immense underground chamber. There are bridges and different structures, like this is the rest of the city of Caveris. Keep in mind, most of their settlements are underground, so most of the city is there. Most of the life, and it's definitely more lively than on the surface. There's type of stuff that they notice that there's a lot of different architecture styles and stuff, like which definitely are like for example, pieces of different bits of areas of Exandria, and throughout different time periods. like sort of like a patchwork, but sort of waved together with an overarching theme. There is this, and in the center is this column, is this immense spire of glass, so with which all branches of the bridges and different caverns spread outwards, giving the impression of this giant tree trunk. Is that where they learn what the overall goal what where Rashina tells them what the goal of it is. What we want is inside there. The 5 minds that have enslaved us for hundreds of years. That glowing heart of the city. We aim to bring it down. And with that, the episode comes to an end. To be picked up in episode 9, which I should have out tomorrow. I still have to watch it. Don't expect me to do any more like to have things up too soon. Like I'll try to have it the Friday after it came out, but I have to also watch the episode that Friday because I don't think I can just stay up and watch it for long, and it's just harder if I don't watch it all in one segment and recap immediately after. With that, there's only one last thing. Reviewing my 2 homebrews of. First is a spell with a name fitting for this associated critical mass ray. It has a sort of atomic theme, and it does require the use of radioactive material, but that's worth at least 1 gold. It's more like scarcity that'll be a problem with the materials. However, there are a lot more. Despite its having great power, it's only a first level spell, but has a lot of restrictions. When you start casting, and you build up an atomic-like energy that can be detected within a radius 10 times greater than the range of the spell's range. Should you have something that allows you to boost the range, the range in which it's detected is also boosted. Anyone who can sense it will have a feeling of danger and can trace it back to you. So you're basically saying, here I am about to cast something. While you're casting a spell, you are treated as if being under the paralyzed condition and cannot move from that spot. This is for both voluntary movement and involuntary movement. Should you move for any reason, like be forced out or choose to move, you will immediately lose concentration. There will be no concentration check. But if the casting time for this has a range of 60 feet, which is specifically a cone of 60 feet, and it takes you 2 minutes to cast a spell, which during that time you are considered paralyzed. All creatures you can see within a 60-foot cone. There's a damage total, but it's split between all the creatures in it. It's a first level, which is a good thing because upon the casting, the damage is 20d20. Though I will say, once it's divided up, each creature can make a con save against your spell DC, and if they succeed, they take half the damage they would normally have. So it does reduce it. It's a spell that's very powerful, but lore-wise, it's only used for executions for people who can't escape. And, if you lose concentration on the spell, you take a 1d20 for every round you have been cast. 1d20 point. This is all poison damage, by the way, and you take It's the reason I chose Rouge, besides the fact that it's atomic, is that it's also the most resistant because it's still a first level spell, no matter how much power it can get, and it's for everyone to cast. Now, for every level above first, you cast it because it doesn't outcast. It doesn't increase in damage, but you do cut the casting time short by 2 rounds, like 12 seconds per level upcast, which greatly reduces your risk. Then we have frick. Hang on. And then load you. I'm on a time crunch right now. And now, the second homebrew, the sibling class to my first ever released subclass, the underdog rogue, the Scaredy cat rogue. It only has 4 features, but they're pretty good. It is a reaction-based subclass. Those who walk this path live by the saying, sometimes the better part of valor is learning when to fight another day. At 3rd level, you get cunning reaction. Your cunning, you can use anything your cunning reaction allows you to do as a bonus action. Can also be now used as a reaction to taking damage, or while you are frightened under the frightened condition. When you take the disengage portion, if you choose to use it as a disengage, you're also able to use any of your movement that you didn't use up during your round. Since your last round. Yeah, basically, since your last turn, any unused movement you could use to move out of the way. Because if you just, it doesn't really help to disengage if you can't get out of there. Then there's at 9th level you have a hexing retaliation. You know all spells whose it's supposed to say level is less than or equal. His level is less than or equal to your PB. Basically, all spells with a reaction time, a casting time of 1 reaction. You know all of them that are up to the level of your PB, and you can cast a number of them. Of these spells equal to your PV plus your Dex modifier, with Dexterity being your casting mod, which is, I think, the first time I ever heard Dex being used as a casting. Avoiding Peril. This would be your next level. I'll have to go and re-edit this to add more, but in addition to learning reaction spells, you also know all spells with the Deception tag. This you can. It uses the same pool of levels as your equal to your PV plus your Dex mod. It uses your as Dex as casting too. Note though, this is not a separate casting pool. It uses the same cast, meaning using one spell, like a level 1, certain levels of a deception spell, reduce how many levels in for a reaction spell you can cast, and these recharge on a short rest. Because why I have that in as a reaction, and you forced sympathy as a reaction to taking damage or being put under the fighting condition. You may unleash a scream of pain or fear. If the creature that inflicts the damage and or fear hears the scream, they must make an intelligence save. It's not the most common save, so that's why I chose it. If they fail, they take psychic damage equal to the damage you took, or now under the frightened condition. On a success, they only take half damage, and they cannot be frightened by it. Once you use the turn, you can't use it again until you finish a short rest. With that, we end this. I thank you for joining me. This is Free Night Readventure. I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.